Welcome back, football fans. Today we're diving into the 2025 NFL Draft, a draft that has teams rolling the dice on the next generation of quarterbacks. With the demand for QBs at an all-time high, teams like the Giants, Raiders, and Saints are ready to make bold moves to secure their future. Join us as we break down which teams are betting big and why. As we look toward the 2025 NFL Draft, it's shaping up to be a high-stakes event for teams that find themselves in dire need of a quarterback. While the quarterback class may not carry the same star power we've seen in recent years, that won't stop franchises from gambling big on a player who could potentially turn their fortunes around. Quarterbacks remain the most valuable position on the field, and for organizations like the New York Giants, Las Vegas Raiders, New Orleans Saints, Cleveland Browns, and possibly even the Tennessee Titans and Carolina Panthers, there's a growing urgency to make a move under center. These teams have seen inconsistent play at the quarterback position, and for many, it's becoming clear that the answer isn't on their current roster. Financial considerations and existing player contracts play a role, but for these teams, the best course may simply be to draft a quarterback early, hoping that investment yields a game changer. Consider the Giants. Last year they aggressively tried to trade up for Drake May, only to come up short. The Raiders opted to steer clear of the quarterback class entirely, but they watched 6 passers go off the board before their pick, leaving them empty-handed. The Saints currently rely on Derek Carr, who, despite being a seasoned veteran, hasn't shown himself as a long-term answer in New Orleans. And for the Panthers and Titans, Bryce Young and Will Levis haven't exactly solidified their roles as franchise QBs after shaky starts in their NFL careers. In this draft mock-up, we see a heavy push for quarterbacks, with teams willing to take their shot even if the current crop isn't as lauded as previous years. Demand often overshadows supply in the NFL, and we're looking at a scenario where, despite a potentially shallower talent pool, quarterbacks are projected to dominate the first round. In fact, 4 quarterbacks are expected to go in the first 7 picks alone, with 5 passers likely taken before the round is over. For these teams, finding a quarterback remains a high priority, even if the top of the 2025 class isn't considered elite. It's not a class being called brutal by any means, but it lacks some of the depth and polish fans may have hoped for. Still, the upside of hitting on a quarterback prospect is so enormous that franchises are unlikely to pass on an opportunity to draft someone who could transform their offense. The draft order for this mock was determined based on the current 2025 standings, reflecting the struggles and successes across the league this season. With such a strong demand for quarterbacks, it's clear that any team feeling uncertain about its quarterback situation will be prepared to act decisively, betting on a new talent in hopes of landing the cornerstone for their future.